We now come to the part of the ceremony where we hear from our student speakers, and it is my true pleasure to introduce your co-presidents, Hannah Arrighi and Ifeoluwa Olokode.
Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, proud families, and my dear friends, the Oxford MBA's class of 2024, today we sit in a theater that was built before my home country of the United States was founded, among 333 friends of 63 nationalities and our loved ones, celebrating what has been a momentous, inspiring, and challenging year. This year put us into a cauldron of opportunities, and over the past 12 months, we've been steeping in the richness of our environment, slowly and almost imperceptibly changing, until we take a breath from the intensity of this year and realize that we are stepping out of the MBA as completely different people. These changes go beyond learning how to calculate NPV or Little's Law or how many times it's socially acceptable to order nachos at the retreat, though most of those are useful tools to have. The changes go beyond our exposure to the incredible centers and extracurriculars at the business school, getting to learn about impact innovation at school, how to venture out on our own at the Entrepreneurship Center, and how to make a private equity deal happen in real life in Finance Lab. The changes even go beyond what we are able to learn from one another. We have supported each other not just through tutoring sessions for classes, but by offering pieces of cultural wisdom. I am now equally at home with both tea and masala chai, have discovered the joys of lychee bingsu, and have learned some brilliantly poetic Nigerian proverbs. Our classmates have also run workshops on investing in emerging markets, hosted brown bag lunches for students to share their stories and experiences, and put on events with CEOs and celebrities alike. And all of this has changed us. But none of it by itself can explain it. We have changed so much because we made a decision as we accepted our offer letters to Oxford to do two key things. The first is that we pushed ourselves out of our comfort zones. We chose to study at a place that for most of us is very far from home, among a group of people who have experienced very different versions of the world than we have. And instead of shying away from this novelty, we embraced it. And when we got here, we cherished it. And this brings me to my second point. The second reason that we have changed so much here is because we invested in this community. Instead of passively waiting for life to happen to us, we got engaged and involved, always looking for ways to show support for one another. Whether it be emotional or tangible, informational or social, we offered each other the support that we each could give, not with an expectation of return, but because that's what it means to us to be a part of this community. And out of these offerings came deep social bonds and new perspectives that we will carry with us forever. Change can happen quickly. As you saw as I walked up here, I have a bit of a limp now, and that's because I thought I could play football, as we like to call it here, like I was 16 again. But I was quickly proven wrong as I fully ruptured my Achilles within the first 10 minutes of our game. While some people might look at that and see some misfortune, all I can see is proof of the mercurial nature of life. In this period of physical challenge, the students sitting here helped me with more than words can express. From being with me in the hospital overnight, to doing my laundry, to bringing food, within this struggle lay kindness and community. And if I can go from not being able to walk off the field by myself, relying on my friends here to carry me, to being able to walk again onto this stage in a mere 4 months, it's proof that things can change for the better. And as our bodies can evolve, so too can our minds, so too can our beliefs, and so too can our circumstances. Change can happen quickly. One of our very own MBA love stories is proof of this. Once upon a time, a man and a woman both decided to do their MBAs at Oxford. They were placed in the same college and started to chat. But their college wasn't the only thing the two had in common. They were both in the same class section as well and found themselves seeing their futures interlinked. Not too long ago, they got legally married in Vegas. Woo! And just this week, at the beginning of our capstone journey, they held a ceremony at their college in Oxford where it all began. Change can happen quickly. As the wedding party walked through the streets with Joanna in her beautiful wedding gown and Yuge in his handsome tweed fielding congratulations from everyone passing by, it made me realize just how much love there is in the world and how much our lives can change for the better when we honor it. As we step out into this new chapter, we are going to face global problems and personal challenges that might make us feel like we're stuck in some never-ending cycle of misery. We shouldn't shy away from acknowledging the nasty realities of life. And as we find ourselves affected by the despair that comes with this human experience, I want us to remember that our lives can always change for the better, too, and soon. What's required from us, then, is the willingness to step into the abyss of the unknown, to put ourselves in environments that stretch us. And in our stretching, we create the space for new solutions to seep in. Change changes us and gives us the tools to change our world. To change things for the better also means we need to invest. We learned a lot about investment this year, and while we were explicitly taught about how to evaluate financial investments, the MBA included, there were also lessons, both spoken and unspoken, about how to invest in our communities. This goes beyond impact investments or philanthropy, but is a way of life. It's one where we ask ourselves, what kind of support can we offer that feels good for us to give? What do we want to share with the world? The community that we have around us today didn't just happen by accident. For the parents sitting here, your presence shows your investment in your child's future, even when your child isn't so little anymore. For my dear friends in our class, the love and support that you have poured into this year means that we are leaving the MBA with a full cup, and the friendships that we made here will carry us through beauties and hardships for the rest of our time on this earth. Today, we step out of these hallowed halls and cobblestone streets and into our next phase of life. It feels like an ending, but this is just the beginning for us. As we miss our Oxford days, I want us to remember not just the good memories of our time here, but also the type of person you decided to be that made this experience so precious. A person who is kind, engaged, and curious. And as we've seen, curiosity can turn into cherishment and love. Love can turn into action, and action can turn this into a better world for each of us personally and all of us collectively. Change is nothing to fear. And as we know from this year, change can happen quickly. Let's make it the good kind, through our openness to and investments in each other and the world, as we embark on our brilliant futures together. So, congratulations, class of 2024. We did it.